What's good, y'all? So welcome back to Chat Closet. Today I want to talk about a documentary that I watched on Hulu called The Perfect Wife. It came out last Thursday, and if you haven't seen it yet, oh my gosh, you are in for something. So evidently this story was all over the news and social media, and I don't remember it, but it happened back in November 2016. Sherri Papini went missing for 22 days. She lived in Redding, California, and her family could not find her. Her husband went on the news, the local news, national news, stories were everywhere looking for Sherri. Supposedly she was this perfect wife and mother, which there's no such thing as perfect, but she tried her best to be a good mother, wife, and all these things. But as the documentary goes on, while they're looking for her, they talk about how her and her husband had a lot of arguments, a lot of fights, how Sherri was very exaggerative, and how she would say that her husband beat her, hit her, punched her, when really one of the times they were playing the Wii and he went back and accidentally smacked her with the Wii arm, and then she told everybody though that he was beating her. But the couple's house they were at when this happened said, no, we were playing the Wii. I saw when it happened. We don't know why Sherri would tell this lie. And that was just one of many lies. People didn't put two and two together until all of this stuff happened. So after being missing for 22 days, Sherri pops up. Sherri pops up running through a parking lot with chains on her arm, chains on her feet, all this other stuff, and she sees a passerby and asks them to call 911. When they call 911 and they realize who she is and they're talking to her, she's hollering and screaming and crying. Mind you, she looks like she's been tortured. So they take Sherri to the hospital. She gets to the hospital. She has burn marks. She has the word Exodus burnt into her back. They said she was already only about 100 pounds, so that you can see her ribs, bruises on her back. Her husband said it looks like someone tried to fracture her nose. Like, Sherri was in bad shape. She didn't want to talk to the police. I don't want to talk to the police. I'm scared of y'all. My kidnapper said that the police were in on it, all this other stuff. But when finally she got home and away from the police and they were able to come to her home as opposed to the hospital, and her husband was there, they show footage talking to her, and it was so believable. She's telling the story of what happened and what the day looked like and what she smelled, and you know how they pulled up to her and rolled the window down and she bent in to talk to them. And she even talked about, like, for the next 5 years, everything that happened. She had a therapist. She went back to the location of the place that it happened at and had a breakthrough moment. She couldn't be left by herself. She couldn't even be left with her kids by herself. She couldn't be in rooms when you shut the door and lock the door because, and I'm not laughing at victims because these things do happen, but the fact she made all this up is the crazy part. She just had all these things going on, but people on social media didn't believe her story. The police were starting not to believe her story because she said 2 Mexican women kidnapped her and held her hostage for these 22 days. And then all of a sudden, one of them had a heart of gold and decided, we need to let her go. And that's how she ended up getting back out. You have to watch it. I don't want to tell it all because I want people to go watch these documentaries and then we can comment and talk about it below. She almost got an ex-boyfriend caught up in it because he was helping her. Turns out she lies about a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. There's a little twist at the end. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I've said too much already. I'm always like, I'm not going to tell you. But guess what? But go watch it. Comment below. Let me know. Bye.